Still preparing. It's almost there. Okay, redirecting you to YouTube. All right. I believe we're on.
Oh, good.
We are on.
Good.
Okay. Hi,
Okay.
everybody. I want to welcome you here today. I'm with the beautiful Beth Brinkley. My name is Chris Lutz. It's almost there. Okay, redirecting you to YouTube. All right. I believe we're on.
Oh, good.
Hang on a second. We are on. Okay. Turn up volume. Beth Brinkley. My name is Chris Lutz. It's almost there. Okay, redirecting you to YouTube. All right. I believe we're on.
Oh, good.
In a second. We are on. I just have to put this. Okay. Turn up volume. Beth Brinkley. My name is Chris Lutz. It's almost there. Okay, redirecting you to YouTube. All right. I believe we're on.
Oh, good.
In a second. We are on. Okay. We are good. We are live on YouTube. Okay. This is just give me a minute to get ready. So, all right, you guys, welcome. I want to introduce Beth Brinkley. She's a friend of mine. We live about an hour and a half away. We're in Ohio. And I asked Beth if she'd be willing to do some training today, a topic of something she has been mastering and she's really good at. And so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and introduce her. And I think she sent me her accolades in, yeah, Boxer. So here we go.
Mhm.
All right. She's been doing Mary Kay 40 years, you guys. She started when she was 4 years old.
Mhm.
She's been married to her husband for 42 years, Kenny. They got 3 grown children that she raised in Mary Kay. Son, 2 daughters. They're married. They've got 5 grandbabies. She's proud of her offspring, Abby Jones and Bev Lenhart. She's earned 14 pink Cadillacs, 2 Premier Club cars, and 2 cruise level cars. That's a lot of cars. That means like no car payment and no car insurance for, well, lots and lots and lots of years.
Yeah.
She's been on the Director's Queen's Court of Sales 16 times. That means she sold over $40,000 in 1 year, 16 times. Queen's Court of Sharing 9 times. That's when you love what you do, that you get to bring other people along. And you get this gorgeous diamond bumblebee pin. A Triple Crown 9 times. So when you see a woman wearing this necklace that has all these like gorgeous diamonds, you're like, oh, she knows circle. And she's been in Unit Club since she's been a director, topping out at 500,000 14 times and 2 top director trips. Her favorite quote is Luke 12:48, to whom much is given, much will be demanded. And from the one who's been entrusted with much, more will be asked. So you guys give it up for Beth Brinkley. Beth, I'm so grateful for God's anointing time for us to come together, put our minds together. So yeah, tell us what you're going to teach us today. And I know I have share screen on, so you can share at any point. Take it away, girl.
Okay. So this is not my original idea. It was actually taught to me from a friend. Her name is Nancy Polish. She lives in Alabama, Florida, right down there. And so this is an idea that she came up with by herself, and it's called a trial. And so what you do is, and I have the scripts for this, but I just actually just booked somebody this morning. And so what you're doing is you're doing a trial for to get their opinion. And I'm going to, so I didn't even think about it. I probably should just like read what my script is. I'm trying to make this like not too detailed, but basically you're going to send them a, what you're going to do is you're going to ask them if they would be willing to do a trial. And so what you're saying, I'm working on a project for Mary Kay, and I wonder if you will be willing to be my participant. I'm involved in a skincare field trial. I initially need 30 ladies to participate. It's a 5-day trial. You use the products I send you exclusively for 5 days. At the end, you fill out a questionnaire. If you love any or all of it, you can purchase full-size products for 15% off as our way of thanking you. If not, you fill out the questionnaire and you go back to your other products. Would you consider being one of my participants? So that's yes.
Oh, no, I'm saying yes, I would.
Okay, so that's the text that I sent. And then when they say yes, then the next text that you say is, great, thank you. Can you answer a couple quick questions for me? I want to customize your trial. I need your age, your current address, any skincare concerns. Are you more dry or more oily? And what are you currently using for skincare? So you're finding out, where they're at. And then what I do is I put together a trial for them. And so basically you're going to give them 5 days of trial. So you can either do the Mary Kay skincare, you could do the Miracle set, or you could do the repair set. And that's always just a tricky thing. You're just going to have to go by your guts on which one of those you send. And then if you send the Mary Kay K skincare, then you send a charcoal mask in addition to that. If you do the Time Wise Miracle Set, then you do the microdermabrasion. And then, of course, if you do the repair, then you do the peel. So I have those sent from the company. I send them CDS, and you don't have to do that, but that's what Nancy told me to do. So that's what I did. And it was easy because you go into Mary Kay in Touch, you enroll them as a customer, and you send all that to them. Then you track delivery, and you really want to track delivery. And then I say, okay, there's another script. Okay, your trial is ordered. I'll be tracking delivery, but make sure that you let me know when it arrives. Some of them do, some of them don't. Then I have a spiral notebook. I write down their name and their address and their phone number. And then I write down what I sent them. And then I track when it's going to be delivered. And then the next script, yay, your trial's going to be delivered today. Let me know when it's in your hands and I'll send you directions. I have directions for each one of those sets. And then the next day you're going to say, so, and then you say, do you think you'll start tonight? And because you're getting that commitment. So then they start that night. Then the next day you go, hey, good morning. Just wanted to see how your first day went. There is massive communication, as you can see. Then the second day, how is your skin feeling? Then the third day, how are you noticing any difference? Do you feel like you got the regimen down? Then the fourth day, today's a good day for you to use one of your exfoliating products, whatever one you send. And then the fifth day, you say, today's your fifth day. How do you like your skin? Those are the kind of things that you're doing. And you're trying to find out if there's a problem. I've had people who were like, well, it burned a little bit, but it's okay. And I was like, no, no. If it burned a little bit, and so you have to have then you have a little conversation with them. What do you think burned? What do you think it was? And so I feel, and then the fifth day, of course, now we completed it, survey, and the survey is great, but what you really want is you want to get them on the phone or you want to text back and forth. So what did you think of the survey? And it's basically when you start to go how you close a situation in person is basically what you're doing. And so you're going to say, did you enjoy the trial? Did you have fun? Do you like the way your skin feels? Any questions I didn't answer for you? What would be on your wish list if money were no object? And then, you go from there. So, all right. So the more I did it, the better I got at it, as with everything. Also, too, the people that I asked were so many people. I mean, I go to my grandkids' games and then I meet the other moms. And so then that was hey, I'm in a trial. I wonder if you'd help me by participating in my trial. And they go, oh, what is it? And they say, let me get your number and I'll tell you all about it later. Because sometimes you don't really want to get into it while you're sitting there. You're watching a game or whatever. And then once you do that, then I also say, do you have a friend that you think would like to join you? Because you're going to get 15% off. But if you recommend someone, then you can get 25% off. And if you recommend 2 people, then you get 35% off. And if you recommend 3 people, then I'll give you 50% off, because that's how you're going to obviously book more people. And then they're doing it together and it's fun. So there's that. So there's quite a few things I love. I love that we're focusing on skincare. I love that you're communicating personal service. And I love that you're getting referrals. And so my numbers turned out to be really good. And we're all going to have averages, but I broke it down and I had over $10,000 in sales. I had 51 new skincare customers, and I consider a skincare customer somebody who buys cleanser and moisturizer in the Miracle Set, even if they don't buy all 4 pieces. Then I had 8 new repair customers. So I had 136 people who did it, 65 orders, and then you were going to have some no answers. But the reason why I tried it was because I was kind of at a place where I didn't really know what to do. And this was a great way to work literally from a spiral notebook and a phone.
Wow.
And so, you could do it anywhere. You literally can do it anywhere. Now, there is the daily discipline of following up. And lucky for me, Nancy made the tracking sheets. And I didn't use all of her tracking sheets, but the lead tracking sheet I did use, and I can send this to you. And this has 1 to 50. So there's 2 sides, 1 to 50. But the reason why I liked it is see how it's got their name, the phone number, and then how many times you ask them. I literally asked them a minimum of 3 to 4 times. Like I send the text and then I say, hey, did you get my text yesterday? Hey, I'm just, so I do those follow-ups. And you'd be amazed at the amount of people, like when I would do this isn't a good one. But I would you check off, okay, I did, all of them, where I'm doing backwards, all of them once. And then I put a star, this isn't a good one as an example, but I put a star when they said yes. And then sometimes you're putting a star at the second time, third time, fourth time, which blows my mind. Oh yeah, I meant to get back with you. Yeah, I'd be interested in doing that. So that was a significant thing. The other thing that I did was, so like for warm cheddar booking works really well. For when you're at a baseball game, works really well. For people who buy, used to buy the skincare and now they don't. It works really well. For people who are just using your color, but they're not using your skincare, it works really well. So yeah, it just kind of fit. And I really like it. Now there is a lot of tracking, there's a lot of personal discipline, but yeah, it worked really well for me and I'm really excited to keep doing it.
Wow. Okay, I'm taking notes on post-it notes, so you should see my desk. I'm like,
Oh,
okay, so you ready for some questions?
yes, I would love some questions.
Here we go. Let me put us on multi-speaker. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for your discipline and your obedience to follow through. I love it. I think it's amazing. I love that you got some numbers for us to look at. That's a lot. $10,000
Yeah.
over how much time do you think that was?
You know what? I think that was a couple of months because my goal was to do 30 a month and I was averaging about 25. And then I had a couple of months where I hit 30 and I started the middle of March.
Wow. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start with this post. First one is to know I'm scribbling like crazy. Okay, so if you saw me looking down, I wasn't distracted, I was writing.
Cool.
Um, I love that you said that you're focused and it was personal service, and you offered her an opportunity to invite her friends to be part of the trial.
Mhm.
Um, Question, just out of curiosity, because my brain went to this. You could even have a goal, right? Like my goal is to do 100 surveys, skincare surveys. The company's asking me to do 100 surveys with women. Could you help me? Who else do you want to include? I love that. I think that will be an easy way to tie new people in.
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
we can even ask for who we want. Like
Mhm.
we're looking for some women in the Southeast or the West or the wherever. Do you know anybody out there that would, I mean, they can just do it from home. I love that you could do it from a spiral notebook and a phone.
Mhm.
Ladies, this could be in addition to anything you're already currently doing, or you could tie it into what you're already doing. That's what my brain just went. I love that you said that you don't even have to explain it all. Just say, hey, let me go ahead and send it to you and get it going that way. That way you're not over complicating it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, are all your scripts and stuff available? I know that when we were talking with Linda Tubin, there were some people that said, here's my texting. Do you recommend doing like a campaign through like Project Broadcast, or did you do it all one by one?
I didn't incorporate Project Broadcast right away because I was kind of fumbling, and I think that you have to be willing to fumble, because you're going to get the swing of it and you got to kind of relax and not, beat yourself up. So I started from my cell phone, but my personal number, but then I had to switch them to my Project Broadcast number, and that was kind of weird. So what I did was I entered them into Project Broadcast, and then I did like an initial shootout of the first one. But then you're going to have to respond individually, you
Yeah,
know. But Project Broadcast obviously works really well because then you can schedule the text.
I love this. Okay, that's what I know somebody's going to ask us that. That's why I asked it.
Mhm. And if you have an iPhone, you can schedule text too. Like I have another consultant that did it. And so then she scheduled, text 1, 2, 3, 4, the days. She just scheduled them out.
Okay, and then my maximizer little brain is saying, thinking,
Hmm.
um, for all of us that are listening that are directors
Hmm.
or that can create maybe a board, a
Hmm.
folder on a board that just says skincare survey, and
Hmm.
then text 1, 2, 3, 4, so they can just send them right from there
Yeah.
if they don't have Project Broadcast yet. I'm just
Right.
thinking ahead. Like I'm thinking, well, I don't have Project Broadcast yet. Can I do this right from boards? Like,
Yeah. And I have the boards. Yeah. Yeah. And my boards are a little bit messy because I don't clean things up well. I just kind of go on the fly. So and that when I originally got Nancy's boards, which she shared them with me, which 95% of this is her. And then I was working with Susan McCoy was doing it too. So then she sent me her boards. So I would kind of pick and choose people's boards, and figure out what works for me. But so yeah, so it's a board and and they're labeled like booking, you first booking a tent, second, third, fourth, and then day one, day two, Hmm.
well, perfect, because that will be in this link as well. It's just this is kind of an informational. Why we're
Hmm.
doing this is I wanted you to hear from someone that is doing it. I
Hmm.
mean, $10,000 worth of fumbling around, figuring it out, getting it together. She's giving us the nuts and bolts and the pieces. And I
Hmm.
have a feeling that like the Susan McCoy, Nancy's my cousin in Mary Kay.
Oh, she is?
Yes, yeah, her national Dolly is my national, so we're cousins.
Oh, I love her. We met on our first trip and we just were like
And
thick as thieves. We had so much fun. Yeah, and Susan McCoy and I have been in we were had the same national before she retired. So and she introduced me to Nancy. I don't even know how. But anyway, so yeah. So Nancy had this idea and this is literally Nancy's complete creation. And I think the other thing that worked for me personally was how some ideas just hit you. And I thought, if somebody said to me, "Would you try this shampoo and conditioner?" And then if you like it, you can buy it for 15% off. I'd be like, yeah, I'll try it. Yeah. So this was something that I thought I would do this. And instead of like sending, one strip of Miracle Set and then chasing them, that drove me bonkers. So this was different because I felt like they were. Now another friend of mine, Melita, she sends it and she kind of homemade makes some of her samples, but then she also sets up a Zoom or, a FaceTime with them and walks them through it and talks to them and shows them so that she can make that personal connection. I didn't do that, but I feel like that's what happens. If you play with it, you start to develop your own style, which is awesome.
I love that. And that's the beauty of this, you guys.
Mhm,
Take what you're gleaning and go, yeah, 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 that works for me.
mhm,
Question about pricing. So when you're ordering this off of InTouch, you're
mhm.
going into your regular InTouch, correct? Or you going
Yes.
into your customer's app. I know this seems elementary, but for the person that's brand spanking new, how would I order these samples and what do I need to know?
Oh, that's so good. So what you would do is you go into InTouch and then you go into customer order and then
Just
you,
from my customer's app,
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, for my customers on InTouch. Yeah.
but you
So
could go on your app too, right? My customer's app.
probably I don't use the app because I need a bigger screen. Well, no, yeah, I don't use the app. I just go into Mary Kay and Touch, and then I pull up a customer. It's however you would do an order for a person. And so
Okay.
the thing about it that you're going to pay $6 for shipping, but if you're sending them a repair, you get two repairs free, and they're $1.66 a piece.
Okay. So let
That's
me,
like $3. So now your shipping is only $3. Get what I mean?
um,
I mean, cost.
okay. Well, and my brain right now is thinking of something, and then I'm going to see if I could join on Zoom and create a customer and show them how to do that. So
Okay, perfect.
I'm love the maximization of this informational session. Okay, so I'm creating a customer. I'm sending them how many strips?
I send them five. Now you don't necessarily have to because they really last a good while. And you can, and part of my directions are, you might want to even just like poke a hole instead of ripping off the top. That's the other thing. You got to be like really remedial in your directions. So, and that's part of the boards. So yeah, you're going to send them like five miracle strips and a microdermabrasion. You're going to send them five time rice repair and a peel.
Okay, so when I get my, and the only reason I'm asking this is because I think maybe somebody's going to ask it. So
Okay.
I have a strip here. When I
Mhm.
order them, they come three to there's one, two, three, and I ripped them apart. These cost $1 a piece, right?
$1.66.
$1.66 a piece. How do
Right.
I send them five?
You're going to go in and get two free, and then you're going to go. And so, where on
Yeah, I
it's over
do.
here, it says section two, the drop down says no cost.
Yeah,
So you're going to get two for no cost. And then
yeah.
you're going to go to paid and you're going to get three that you pay for.
That's what I wanted to hear. Okay.
And
And
then
then
you're
I
going to, and then you're going to do, you're going to pay for appeal. I didn't initially send them a book, but then I started thinking, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and send them a book because I felt like they could browse the book. But that's a personal decision. It's up to you.
and how much is the peel?
The peel's like, I think it's like 40 cents.
Okay. I mean, and this is the thing where I think sometimes, what do they say? Get the penny out of your eye so you can see the dollar. I know
Yeah.
penny gone now, so get the dime out of your eye
Yeah.
so you can see the
Yeah.
dollar. When these women purchase their set, the part of the profit that it took for you to purchase this to begin with is already taken care of. It takes care of itself, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Correct?
and that was it. I mean, but I kind of pushed back because that's how I am. And so I said to Nancy, I said, people really spend this much on samples and shipping? And she said, well, how much did it take for you to drive there? And I was like, oh, right. She goes, I'm not driving to their house. And she said, and the second thing is, I'm not, getting out. We had we when we do it live, we have trays we scored out from demo bottles. She goes, it's really the same. We just didn't think about it. And
Okay, see,
yeah,
I knew you were probably going to say that. So yes, that's what I really want to make. I'm sure everybody hears.
yeah.
Um,
And then now the other thing too is that I feel like online, in my opinion, is appetizer. You know how you go somewhere and you've never been there, like, is this food good? I'm not going to get like, the $40 steak. I'm going to get, the spaghetti and see if it's good. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't do that. But I always feel like online to me is appetizer. It's like the shallow end of the pool. And then once you get them in the shallow end of the pool, then you can go deeper.
yeah.
Like, for example, I have all these new customers. So just now when I did my Pink Friday sale, all these new customers got, my Pink Friday sale. And then I also get their birthday. That's part of the spreadsheet. I get their birthday. And so I send them a card on their birthday and I give them a discount the month of their birthday. Or when they check out and they're doing that 15% and they get whatever, then I show them the $50 for every $50 you spend, you get an item at half price. So it gives you a base to build on.
Okay. And then when you said spreadsheet, you get their birthday. What is that? Tell me about that
Oh,
part.
I have them do a survey at the end.
Okay,
And
and that's in the boards.
yeah. Well, that's like making your own Google Doc.
Okay, so that we'll figure out as we do it.
Yeah, and if you don't want to do a Google Doc, you could just do a questionnaire. You could say, okay, I have a couple questions. It just depends on where you are. And so, yeah, and so what do you want? You want their email, or maybe you don't. You want their email, you want their phone number, you want their birthday, just
Okay.
month and date, you know? And then you want, what questions would you ask? What's your name? What's your phone number? What's your
Yeah.
birthday? And then of all the things that you tried, what did you like the best? How does this compare to what you're using now? That kind of thing.
So that was a survey that you did.
Yeah, a survey at the end. Mhm.
Okay. And then the only other thought that I had that I thought was interesting where my brain went was because Beth is a director, I'm a director. You might be listening to this and being a consultant, but think of you're a team. You have a team?
Mhm.
Do you have a team? And you're like, yeah, I do. Why not make sure your team has gotten to try some of the things that maybe they're not on yet? What about their team and their family?
Right. Right.
Yeah,
It's so
that team
true.
member, you could say, hey, I'm allowed to work with my team this month, and we're testing this out to see how you like this line.
Uh-huh.
And you can invite five of your family and friends. Who do you want to include?
So,
And and then for us as directors in our units, we have team members that, like I have the state of Ohio back there, and we're building in different counties.
mhm.
Who have I not reached back out to and said, hey, I haven't talked to you forever. Is there any way you could do this survey for me? And then who do you want to include? Because you can include 10 people. I mean, I'm just saying, like, how can we multiply our effort and get more people beautified with Mary Kay? Like,
Right. That's so true.
it
Yeah.
just seems fun. Like we could have two spreadsheets or two tracking sheets, one for our customer base and one for our team or our unit. And
Hmm.
we're better, like what your Bible verse. Too much is expect whatever. I would have to go back and read
How
it.
much is given, much will be expected.
Yeah, like we
It's
get
demanded is actually the word.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we get to
Demanded.
and we're allowed to and we're able to.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
how I want to just remind everybody that it isn't that we can or can't. It's just whether we will or we won't. And to remember to use the words I get to, I'm allowed to, I'm able to, the company's asking me to,
Hmm.
versus, I got to do this. I have to. No, you don't. You get to. So,
Get
and
to.
your obedience, Beth, I'm telling you, you and Nancy and Melita and Susan, because of that, and Shirley Brown, she's another girl that took this and she's running. You
Mhm.
guys, think of whose lives you're going to impact by allowing another woman to take this idea and work from a spiral notebook in her phone, and then she can still tap into in person through this.
Mhm.
These women like you. They trust you. They love this product. So, Beth, what am I forgetting? Is there anything else we need to add? And then we'll put the links down below to like, here's her spreadsheet or here's her, the pieces that you're right now going, I need those pieces.
Mhm.
Put
Mhm.
her board in there so you can borrow it if you want it.
Mhm. And you have to, I would just say too, just put it's like saying, I don't know if I want to swim. Well, I'm not asking you to drive off the deep end, but you do have to do enough to be relevant. You can't do like both of them bombed. You can't do that, just like anything, but I mean, just try. If you're looking for something new, just try it. And I feel like lead with the product. When people try their product, they go, daggone, this is good. I'm like, I know. Mhm.
I love it. I love this whole thing, you guys. I think it's fun. I would like to even say, who could we facial in every single state?
Hmm.
That Miss USA, Miss America with this test panel. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
How fun could it be? And in 6 months, that was a 6-month window that you made $10,000, right? Did you say
Yeah,
six?
yeah, yeah. I guess it was. Yeah, I didn't think of. Oh, yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah,
sold $10,000.
yeah.
Crazy good.
Yeah, it was nuts. Here just like and like now I've gotten away from it because I went into my Pink Friday and some other things that I have going on. But it's so easy to go back to. It really and if you've been in the company for a long time, I went back and got lots of older customers and customers I haven't seen for a long time. People drop off, all the things.
Yeah. Just go back in and I mean, who's going to be mad because you touch base again? Hey,
Right.
guess what I'm doing? I get to do this. Can I include you?
Hmm.
Okay, well, you have inspired me. And you guys, look at all these post-it notes. I mean, honestly, look, there's just tons of them. My brain, that's what my brain is like. I'm so excited. So if you ever feel like, I think I'm overwhelmed, I don't know, but no, you're excited. You're just
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
I forgot what excited felt like.
And
So
you just write it all down, write it all out. And I mean, a lot of times I leave myself voice messages because I just have to listen to myself like, okay, how does this sound? How does this go? Yeah.
by
Mhm.
step. And they've got it all step by step for us. So Beth Brinkley, where do you live at?
I live in Uniontown, which is like right between Akron and Canton
Okay.
in Ohio.
Uniontown, Ohio. And we just found out that a place I was just at, we're close to that I did an event. So I can't wait to come and do something with you.
I
And it'll be
know, that'd
fun.
be fun. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's everything. I'm going to see if I did this right. But
I'm
thank
sure
you,
you
Beth,
did.
for your time. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you for being with me. I love being with you. You just have so much energy. It's just so great.
Well,